Say what? Is, well, a mobile clone of the popular Cards Against Humanity game. We would list CAH here if it had a mobile version, but it does not. Say what? Lets you play games with various people with a usual array of raunchy, potentially offensive cards. You can play with friends or with random people as you choose, and the game has a bunch of cards. That basically fulfills all of the qualifications. Cards Against games are not complex, really. Magic: The Puzzle Quest is a match 3 game with card collecting elements. Players collect cards from the famous Magic: The Gathering collection, build decks, and go head-to-head with opponents. However, the developers added a match 3 mechanic in with the usual card play. The game also boasts recent cards like the 2020 core set and other such things. Of course, there is online PvP as well if you want to go that route. Exploding Kittens is one of the newer card games. This one is actually a successful Kickstarter project. The way this one works is you play with 2 to 5 players. Each player draws cards until one of them gets an exploding kitten. If they don't have a diffuse card, their game is over right there on the spot. You can also play local multiplayer or with strangers on the internet. You get a selection of cards for free when you download the game. There are a bunch of extras available as in-app purchases as well. Cultist Simulator is a roguelike narrative card game. It plays a lot like a board game with a heavy emphasis on card use. One of the quirks of the game is its lack of a tutorial. Part of the fun is learning how to play, losing multiple times, and eventually conquering the game itself. The game also includes a story, actual lore, and some elements of horror. Teamfight Tactics is another online PvP game from Royale Games. This is an auto-battler. Players put pieces on the board and they go at it until they win or lose. Players deploy and upgrade units as the match goes. This one is kind of awesome because it has cross-platform support with the PC version, and since the controls translate well, there is not much of a difference between the two. You can easily play on both platforms with the same profile if you want. RWBY, Amity Arena and RWBY Deck Building Game are 2 deck dueling games from the Rooster Teeth's RWBY universe. RWBY, Amity Arena has a bit more action while RWBY Deck Building Game has a bit more strategy. Amity Arena lets you choose a hero, build a deck, and fight other players online. RWBY Deck Building Game is basically like Hearthstone but with RWBY characters and a slightly slower gameplay style. You can go with either one, but we like Amity Arena a little better. Onage Arena is arguably the best MOBA available right now. MOBAs are relatively simple to understand. You and a team face off against an opposing team. The winner is the one that comes the closest to capturing the other side. The game has 5 vs 5 battles along with 3 vs 3 vs 3 9 total players. The heroes Shikigami are relatively well balanced, although some are definitely better than others. Legends of Runeterra is a card dueling game from Riot Games, makers of League of Legends. It works a lot like Hearthstone with a few big changes. Players not only build decks from an existing collection of cards, but also choose a champion to build the deck around. The game also includes social gaming features, decent mechanics, and plenty of cards to collect. This one is relatively new, so it'll build out even more over time. Hearthstone is the granddaddy of card dueling games on mobile. It's still super popular despite its age, and there is a metric ton of cards to collect. Players collect cards, build decks, and duel each other. The characters all come from the Warcraft universe. Additionally, The game has single-player missions, support for 6 languages, and you can play it on PC as well as mobile with its cross-play feature. You don't get as much action as Clash Royale, but the strategy elements are definitely still there. Gwent is a mobile version of the card game from the Witcher series. It plays very much like the version you play in the game. Players collect cards, build decks, and duel it out with the game's unique rules. The developers try to make skill matter a little more than luck, and there are several different ways to build your decks and play. The controls could be a little better, but the content is actually quite good, and this is a solid game, especially for fans of The Witcher. Dota Underlords is a variant on Dota 2's Autochess game mode. Players collect characters, form a team, and duel it out with other players. Each character you recruit creates an alliance with other characters you have. You get the best teams by stacking characters that ally with each other. The game also includes ranked matchmaking, leaderboards, a spectator mode, and a seasonal rotation that sees some content leave and other content return. Dead by Daylight Mobile is an asymmetrical online multiplayer game. It pits 4 players against a solo player. The solo player is a monster hunting down the group of 4 who are also hunting the solo monster. It has survival horror elements because the monster has some abilities that make killing it rather difficult. Clash Royale is one of the biggest online multiplayer PvP games right now. It's a tower assault game where 2 players face off to see who can take the other side. Players collect various characters, build decks with them, and do battle against the opponent. There are also various potions and spells to help swing the match. The game has been around for a while and some of its players are a bit burnt out. Brawl Stars is another game by Supercell. You and a few other people duke it out against other online opponents. The game includes several game modes, including 1 vs 1, 2 vs 2, and 3 vs 3 play, along with several types of game mechanics. You also get leaderboards, some additional heroes to collect and upgrade, and plenty of new content as the game matures. It's not quite as strategically intense as Clash Royale, but the online multiplayer aspect is still quite good.